So I'm not going to go there as to where we are, where we will head, right? Um, a little background on me. I spent 10 years in Chicago. Uh, you will be surprised when I tell you that I have never been to New York, I've never been to LA, I have never been to Miami. I spent 10 years in Chicago and I left USA. I had a very good job with Motorola Solutions, and they let me off. I had 2 months left on my H1B. I had no other option but to leave the country because finding a job in 2 months was kind of close to impossible for me. So I left. I came back to India. I spent an year here trying to figure out what I want to do. Then I went to UAE on a job visa. I worked there as a TPM for 6 months. Did not like the environment. Did not like the people I was working with. So I quit and I came back. So right now I'm in India, and I absolutely don't know what I plan on doing going forward. But there's one thing that I can spend hours and hours and hours on, that is stock market. So one of the options I have is basically try stock market for maybe a year or so and see where I go with this, to see if I can actually do this full time or not. So here I am back in India with my family, trying to figure out what I need to do next. So the reason I kind of wanted to talk to you guys is because I have something that I've been using for the past year or so, and I have shared this specific strategy. Not strategy, but it's simply how I read charts. Uh, so if you are not one of those guys who actually are technical analyst, then this session probably is not for you. Um, but even if you are a fundamental guy who basically looks at the uh, what do you say at the numbers and basically decide whether a company is overvalued or undervalued, I would still think for you to basically make money from a fundamental standpoint, you still need to time your entry. This specific thing that I will share is something that has helped me time my entry um, for the most part, right? There is no such thing in stock market. I don't know how much experience you guys have when it comes to stock market, but there is no such thing as given in stock market. It is a probability game, right? Wherein you basically have a defined risk that you play against. If it works, you make your money. If it doesn't work, then you better take your loss and move on. The people who lose money in stock market are people who are not willing to take the loss. Uh, I have sat down with some big shots who tell me that even if you have 50% of your trade work out, you will still end up making a lot of money as long as you cut your losses quickly. It is very easy to say so. It is very difficult to accomplish. Uh, we, our human psychology, the way we are built is we like to sell green and we like to hold red. Uh, I'm pretty sure you guys agree with this philosophy or with this statement. The moment we see green, we simply go ahead and we try to sell that off. And when we see red, we simply hold off on that red, hoping for it to come back, hoping for us to at least to break even. So I post this question to everybody when I start a session. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll see. Let's see how many of you can actually answer this question correctly. It's a tricky question, uh, but here is how it goes. Let's say you go and buy a stock or an option. I don't care what it is. Uh, and it is currently trading at $1. You go and you buy it. Uh, Come Monday when the market opens, uh, that specific stock is trading at 50 cents. How much are you down when it comes to percentile value? Can somebody answer me that question?
50%.
Okay, perfect, Rajesh. Thank you for that. Now, the next question is how much does the stock have to go up for you to break even in percentile terms?
100%.
Exactly. So, Rajesh, uh, you are one of those guys, uh, and I
Yes.
have done this a lot, right? And
Mhm.
very few people come back and tell me the answer is 100%. The first answer I hear is 50%.
Okay.
So 100% is right. So essentially, where I'm going with this is, if you are one of those guys who are willing to stay in a trade, you need to make sure that you have something called position size going on, right? Position size is nothing but you don't go all in. You break it down into small chunks. You can basically use the same capital, but you break it down into smaller chunks. By doing that, what will happen is you will reduce your average. If you buy some at one, you buy some at 75 cents, you buy some at 50 cents, and when you do the math, your average is not going to be $1. Your average is going to be somewhere around 70, 75 cents, right? So for so the stock only has to go up less than 100% for you to actually break even, right? It is very simple math that people often ignore. They go all in because of FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. You hear on WhatsApp groups, you hear on Twitter and whatnot, people calling out CLOW, which happened yesterday on Friday. It got pumped big time yesterday. CLOW. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. So there are a lot of groups that basically sell to you, which is called pump and dump. They will buy before you. They will come. They have 50,000 followers. They call out that name. You try to go in thinking it's going to go up, and that guy is going to sell to you and is going to take his money and go. Right? This is essentially how stock market works. Right? Pretty much pump and dump scheme. So again, I'm assuming you guys already know all of this, right? It is not new to you guys. But what I'm trying to emphasize here is the sooner you incorporate all of this into your trading style, the better it is going to be for you. Without any host to disable attendee screen sharing. Can you please allow me to share my screen?
Yes. Go ahead, please.
So I'm gonna share. Holy, yeah, this one. I'm gonna share some charts, and I'm gonna basically. Do you guys see my bar screen?
Yeah, we can. Trading view, right?
Yeah, trading view. By the way, the best thing that has happened to me is trading view. This is one of the most awesome platform for me to read charts. So let's do this. Let's assume this is where we are currently trading. Okay. Let's go to a 4-hour chart, right? Let's assume we closed here. The last candle that you see, 256.16. Let's
Right.
just assume that is where we closed. Now somebody calls out bar, right? Or somebody pings me saying like, hey dude, can you check bar? I'm like, okay, fine. So the way I look up this chart is I start from right to left. I don't look up this chart that has passed. I simply start from right and then I basically move towards left. Okay. So if you notice this red box that I have drawn here, there is a reason why I drew that box. If you see this red candle here, there's the small red candle here. You can see that red. I took it off, right?
Yeah, yeah.
This red candle. After that red candle, there was this big move that happened to the upside, right? Wherein the stock appreciated, I don't know, from 230 all the way to 275. Okay. So now, if you want to play bar, right, you need to find areas from where you're gonna see a big move either to the upside or to the downside. Okay. So essentially, when I start looking from the right, where do I see a big move that happened? You could say here is one big move. After this green candle, there was this 4 red candles. Okay. And then you simply start looking further towards your left. Then you see a small red candle, and then you see this big move. Okay. So the way I play bar is this small candle that you see here. I take the open of this candle and I draw a box open to the low of the candle. Here. So now if you see the risk that I am going to play on bar is the open is 231.82 and the low is 229.83. So the risk is only $2, right? So far with me.
Yes.
Now let's see what happened. What happens when bar actually comes to that area. So I'm going to start moving this guy. Now bar is starting to come down. Bar comes down. Bar comes down. Bar comes down. I need to increase. Bar came down. Bar hit that level. Bar went back up. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Almost to the T, right? It came down. It hit that level and it bounced. Now I'll tell you what happened over there. So what happens is normally I have a big shot, right? I am a hedge fund guy. I said I call the Wall Street guys, right? And I told them, hey, you know what, dude? I need bar at 231, and I want you to buy me $2 billion worth of bar when it hits 231. And hedge funds, I mean, just like we are like doing this cause and whatnot, right? Hedge funds also have people that talk to each other. So one hedge fund says, hey, you know what, that guy, BlackRock is buying bar 231, is putting a $2 billion order. And then Morgan Chase and blah, 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 blah. All these guys also come to know about it. So what they'll do is they will also call the Wall Street guys and say, hey, you know what, dude, I also want bar, right? Somewhere around 230. And I want you to buy 5 billion worth of bar. So what happens is in this first try, which is here, the small red candle that you see, Karthik's order worth 2 billion got executed and stock moved away from 231. And here I am also asking for a 5 billion worth of order to a 231. But that order did not get filled simply because the stock moved away. The big boys are willing to wait. They are not going to chase this name, okay? Because they run this market. So what happened is when the stock again came down, whatever buy orders were sitting in the system, those buy orders got executed. In other words, that 5 billion order that was sitting there, that order got executed and you got the bounce. Now, do you really need bar to go from 230 to let's say 350 for you to make money? No, because when you go to a restaurant, right, you are only going to eat until you get full. You are not going to eat everything the restaurant has to offer you, right? In other words, they make this huge quantity, right? You are not there for that huge quantity. You are there to fulfill your needs or your tummy. So for us, if we know when to buy, if we know the risk here was $2, right? The risk here was $2, which is this candle, open to the low of that candle, right? Now, when my risk is two, and on that day, bar gave me a bounce, right? It went to from 231 all the way until 250, right? That is 18 points, right? In less than 2 days. When it comes to options, which I'm assuming you guys do, that is a lot of money.
Right.
Agree? At
Yeah.
least 100% profit on your options, right? Now, the other thing I do is, irrespective of what I see on the chart, I am not a guy who is going to play weekly options.
Mhm.
I always buy time. I always buy time, right? That is a habit I have developed. I don't know why, but for me, uh, the capital is set, right? I am going to put in $2,000 or whatever that number is, right? But then I also want to buy some time in case shit hits the fan, in case Boeing has another issue, right? Wherein they have something wrong with their planes again, right? So
Mhm.
to cater to those kind of uh, uh, unwarranted news that normally happens after hours, I will go buy some more time. Because sometimes what happens is uh, they will buy that news depending on where the stock is trading. In other words, not all news that come out is bad. Sometimes they'll actually buy the news, irrespective of what the news is, right?
Mhm.
And but if you end up playing weekly options with only a couple of days left, that news comes down and it gaps down, your options are done. There's no way for you to make money on that options. But if let's say a couple of days back, if Boeing recovers, at least you're still in the game. So I don't know how you guys treat this thought, but for me, uh, I will always buy time. Normally, at least 3 to 4 weeks. That is how I play this game. But I mean, everybody has a different way of playing this game. So absolutely okay if you are those guys who like to play the volatility, right? So this is called demand. Demand is an area from where the stock is going to go up, and demand is nothing but an area from where there was a big move to the upside. Okay. Now, if you basically just turn it around, it becomes supply.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll show you an example of supply. This is a daily chart, right, of Square. Forget about this line, right? See what happened to bar. Okay. If you notice this, after this green candle, there was this big move to the downside. You guys see this?
Yes.
Although there was a green candle in the middle,
Mhm.
but if you see the move itself, right, the move was to the downside.
It's a downtrend.
Yeah, it's a downtrend, exactly. So what you need to do is you simply, if you don't want to use these lines, you simply have to draw a box here. The box would be open to the high of the candle. Okay,
Mhm.
green open to the high, red open to the low, right? You can write it down somewhere. If you're looking for a supply, you're looking for a green candle, and you draw a box from the open of that green candle to the high of that candle. Notice what happened here, right? It went all the way here, it hit that level, boom, it came down.
Okay. I have a question. Can I ask that, Hakeem, or can I wait till the end to ask this question?
No, no, don't have to wait. You can
Okay,
stop me whenever you feel like.
nice. So this looks nice, but how do you choose that candle? Is this the point of supply and demand? How do you choose this candle?
This candle,
Yes.
again, let's say we do this. Let's say we closed at 261.60, right? This last candle that you see on the screen. Let's just assume that is where we closed on Square, right? So now I'm trying to figure out whether I need to go long on this name or whether I need to go short on this name, right?
Yeah.
And I start from the right, and in conjunction with where we currently are. So we are around 261, right? We
Okay.
close to 61.60. So now I'm looking for areas. It could be demand or it could be supply, right? From where I can actually initiate a trade. So when I start looking from the right, here I see a level from where there was a big move to the downside. This area.
Okay.
So what I do is I draw a box over there because I know the last time when the stock went here, there were sell orders, meaning the big boys have made
Mm,
their money, right? And now chances are they are going to sell, and chances are there are already sell orders currently sitting in the system. So what I
Okay.
am trying to do is I am trying to be with the big boys. I'm trying to play along with the big boys, because the moment you go against a big boys, you will lose, because big boys don't lose. So our bet should be with the big boys, not against them.
Okay. Right.
So what I did is I just drew that box. Now the biggest issue with supply and demand is somebody is going to come and tell you like, oh, you know what, we need to play square because coin is coming out, BTC is going up, square also does BTC transaction, blah 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 blah. Now you are in FOMO, right? Now you want to play bar, but that is where you need to stop. Because for me, I would not play square here because I don't know whether square is gonna go up or square gonna come down. I will tell you one thing that will happen for sure. If square comes down here, I will play square. Why? Because here is my red candle followed by a big upside move. Okay. So I want square to come down here. That is when I'll go play calls on square.
Hakim, one more question. So the prior candle before this run up, it need not be red, right? It can be a doji green, doji red, any candle, right? So, or it has
It
to be.
can be any it no, it can be any candle, right? Normally the way it happens is when you are looking for a let's say demand, right? You normally pick the red candle, because here you can argue and you can pick this green candle, right? But
Mhm,
here is the thing: if you pick this green candle, right, where
mhm.
is the open of this green candle?
It's
The
like the
open of this,
wide stop is like too wide. I
yes,
mean,
see,
stop loss. Yeah.
you can you can pick this. But with that itself, if you want to pick this candle as your demand candle, green candle, then you
Mhm.
have to pick the open of that candle, which is within this box,
Got it.
right? So what we can do is either you pick this green candle, or
Mhm.
else you pick the whole range. Now the range here is 233, 231 open to 224. It's a $7 range, right?
Yeah.
Here is where your position size needs to come into play,
Got it.
right? You don't go all in the moment it hits the demand level, right? You go in
Mhm.
some, right? If it goes down, you go in some more, right? Because your risk is clearly defined. Your risk is 224.19. However you want to play that is up to you. I'll tell you how I play this. I will simply go and play it here, right? uh,
Mhm.
if it doesn't bounce from here, I will go and add
So you will add up
99%.
to.
I will
So
keep adding as long as my 214 is holding,
214. Wait, where is 24?
which
Because
is
the
the,
low is 224, right? For this candle. You
sorry,
mean?
two. You are right. I meant 224.
Okay, got
Now,
it.
the other way you can do it is, I don't want to play this candle because it's a big range. Fine,
Mhm.
break it down to smaller chunks,
Smaller. Okay, got it. Makes sense.
right? The
Mhm.
moment you see a big level, right? Since you guys do swing trading, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
chances are these levels will react, right? I am more of a swing guy. So I simply look at the most, I would look at a 4-hour chart, not below that.
Got it.
Now, I'll show
And
you.
follow-up question. Like I have like few follow-up questions. Do you think is it okay? Because
Let me do this, then we'll
okay,
go to your questions, right? I want
sorry.
to show you guys what happened here, right? Let's just assume 237 is where we are trading. Now
Mhm.
here is your candle, green candle, and then here is your big move to the downside, right? This is a 4-hour candle, right?
Yeah.
It came down, right? It hit that level, boom, drop. So all you guys have to do is find areas from where there was a big move either to the upside or to the downside. Here is another move. Here is the move to the upside, comes down, hits this level, again bounces back up, right? So use this, use this as a what do you say? As a means for your entry or exit. I played the square and I exited here, right here. When it hit this 275 was my exit.
So were you long from somewhere, I don't know what was your entry, like is it from 229 or is it from 210, that level? I don't know. But were you long from that entry to all the way up to 270 plus, like 75 or 78?
The answer to that question depends on what you're playing for, right? Are you playing for a goal or a daily goal wherein you're saying, I want to make $500 today and I'm done. I don't care, right? I don't give a F. Or else if you are playing with, let's say, 100K capital, right? And you're willing to stay in the game, right? Then you
Mhm.
can stay all the way until here. It depends. It depends because these three candles, right? This is a big move, 230 all the way to 257, right? That's a
Right,
$27 move. You
right.
have made your money, right? Forget about what others want to do with this, right? You make your money, you get out.
Mhm.
Don't look, like I said, the restaurant example. Don't look to basically play at the demand and sell at the supply. Okay, because what's going to happen is if you use a daily candle or a daily time frame and if you try to do this, you are going to have issues with execution. I'll tell you why you'll have issues with execution, because if you break this down into smaller time frames, you're going to see some bounces in the middle,
Right,
right? You're not going to have a like straight apply, straight move to the upside and straight move to the downside, right? Like
right.
for example, it's going to come here, right? It's going to react, it's going to bounce, right? And you'll be like, shit, I went for short, right? And this guy's bouncing, right? And
Mhm.
you will screw up your execution. So use this along with whatever other strategies you have. Some people use EMA crossovers, right? Some people use Ichimoku cloud, right? Some people use Twitter as their source, right? Whatever strategy you use, right? Incorporate this into your strategy, right? And that will really help you guys make informed decisions. Even if you see on a daily chart, right? Here was my candle. It came, it hit this candle, boom, it came down, right? So as long as you can find these levels on chart. Somebody asked me about Mara or Riot. I don't know these companies, right? I think it
Mhm.
was RIOT. These are BTC names, I believe.
Yeah, crypto mining companies. Yes.
Yeah, I think I shared something with this guy. I don't remember what it was. It was a 4 hour candle or an 8 hour candle. I don't know what it was. But there was a level I asked him to play against, and I think he did that. He made his money and he ran. I don't know what it was, but he got a nice bounce from 39. Yeah, I think this was it. I think this was it. If you see this here, this guy, the smaller the candle, the smaller your risk, right? The bigger the candle, the bigger your risk, right? The range, the smaller the range, the easier it is for you. Yeah, he played this, right? It was coming down and he played against this level and he sold at 42 or something, he told me. It was a quick trade for him. He went in somewhere around 39 and he came out at 42. He was playing options and he was playing weekly options. So as long as you can find this kind of levels, right, wherein you see a big move either to the upside or to the downside, that those are the levels that you need to watch, because that is where your risk is clearly defined, and that is where you can easily make money. you are going to see this on a lot of charts. You simply have to play with this. uh, you have to spend some time. I normally look up weekly, daily, 4 hours, because I'm a swing trader. But if you are what do you say, a day trader, you simply have to break it down into smaller time frames, and use the levels and play against those levels. What was the question?
So can you go back to Square? Like I think I had. So the 221, that level, I think you were in 4 hour or 1 day. I don't remember. So I think you were in 4 hour. Yeah. Even the last example, Riot or Mara, that you showed, that was also a nice example I wanted to check. So the question I had is like, so your stop loss, let's say the stop loss here is at 224. You said you're going to start adding position from, the open, and then you will go as low as it's going to reach somewhere like 224. So what if it is going a level down and then it's touching 223? Do you exit all your position, or what do you do? Or you wait for more signal? The trade is going against your will or decisions. So
I buy in positions, I sell. I buy in chunks, I sell in chunks.
say that again, Hakeem. I couldn't get you. You buy what?
I buy in small positions.
Okay.
I buy in small positions, and I also sell in small positions.
Got it. Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Oh, yes. I can hear both of you.
Hello.
Yes, yes, Hakeem.
Wait, I
We
think
can hear
he
you.
cannot hear us. Let me try to send him a chat.
Answer to that question is, I'll start buying right when I see my level hit. Okay, and I'll go all the way until the low of this candle, right? And when I see a close below that candle, right?
Hakeem, could you share your screens, please? We lost the
Oh,
screen.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Increase the share of the screen. Everybody's from Chennai. Everybody's from Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, basically, I'm from Kerala, but I grew up in Chennai.
Nice.
How about you, Hakeem?
Can you guess where I'm from?
Andhra?
No, he knew the answer. I told him.
Okay.
Rajesh.
I'm from
Okay, wait, go
Hyderabad.
ahead, Rajesh.
Hyderabadi.
Oh,
You're not gonna see a lot of Hyderabadis interested in stock market. And I'll also take loss in chunks. I will not sell everything at once, and I will not buy everything at once. So in an event, if we are going to close below 224, right? It depends on that day. It depends on my other positions. It depends on what my profit loss is looking like. But definitely, I'll sell some, and I'll take loss on some. Okay. I mean, it's a personal preference on how you want to play this game, right? I mean, there are some people who will take the loss. Then there's some people who will actually not take any loss. But I am kind of in the middle of both those guys, right? I'll take some loss because this for me is a very strong level, right? So they could do a fake out and then again come back up, right? So I'm not gonna basically doubt my level. In other words, is what I'm saying, right? And one thing I have noticed is with my experience, when the market is going up, right? We all can agree that right now the market is bullish, right? I mean, it could start going down, let's say from Monday, right? But right now, if you ask anybody, the market is bullish. In other words, the market has been in this uptrend. When the market is an uptrend, right, it is better if you play the demand. And when the market is a downtrend, it is better you play supply. Does it make sense?
Got
In
it.
other
Yeah.
words, what you're trying to do is you're trying to go along with the market. You're not trying to basically go against the market. Let's say market is going down, everything is red, and you're going and trying to play supply. You're trying to play demand. In other words, you're trying to play calls, right? You
Yeah.
know the overall market is basically trying to take profits, and then here we are trying to act funny and trying to go play calls. It will still work, but you have to be very, very good with your execution. You will still see the reaction. uh, and if you are a day trader type of a guy wherein you get in with relatively good amount of capital, and you see a bounce, you make your money and you get out, right? If you're that kind of a trader, definitely you don't have to worry about whether you're playing supply or whether you're playing demand. I am more of a swing guy, right? So for me, uh, I play very seldomly, and when I do, then I'll go in big time. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say big time because right now I don't have money to play. Just on an honest answer, I cannot afford to play with the money that I currently have simply because I don't have a job. And I took this bold decision of quitting a job that was paying me more than what my job was paying me in USA, and I came back to India. So for me, it is very, very important that I don't go FOMO in this market, and I don't go play all these stupid names that Twitter calls out, CLOW, all these pump and dumps, FUBOs, right? I don't play those names. And my suggestion is only pick up a list of stocks. If you three share your thoughts when it comes to stock market, my suggestion would be pick 10 names, right? That way you'll have a list of 30 names to play against, right? And this is not going to take a whole lot of your time, right? It's not like you have to stop attending to your families or going out with your kids, right? Watching movies, right? IPLs and whatnot. It is not going to take any of your time. Once you start to see this on the chart, you'll pick it up right away. It will take some practice, but once you know where these levels are, you can simply share that with other folks saying like, guys, check this guy, right? Here is a level, right? Let's play this name, right? But if you are going to simply go and play every freaking thing that is going up on every freaking day, right, then it is not gonna be possible for you to be efficient. In other words, you will get lucky, right? And getting lucky in stock market is very easy. Even though you are wrong, you'll still end up making money because everything is going up. But for you to understand why you made money is going to help you in the long run.
Yeah, that's a valid point. So if you have anything else to show, Hakeem, you can go ahead. Otherwise, we can keep with our questions. Like, because anyway, we said it's an hour
There's
session, so I don't
something
want to
wrong
hold you
either
more.
with my MacBook.
Okay. It's like 4:20 now. So if you're like running short of time, I know it's too late there. So if you want to share something else, you can go ahead.
So
Hello, Hakeem, can you hear us?
I'm on mute.
No, we can hear you,
I'm
Hakeem.
not
Can
on
you hear
mute.
us?
Yeah, you're okay
If
now.
for some reason I keep losing this call, I don't know why. Yep, I can hear you guys. Uh,
It's
I
I think
was
it's a bit
actually
delayed.
looking up Tesla, right? Uh, guys, I will not sleep now simply because I need to uh, fast, right? So I need to eat around like maybe an hour from now. So I don't normally sleep. Uh, so I want to share this guy, Apple.
Mhm.
Hakeem, we cannot see your
You guys
screen.
hear me?
Yeah, screen sharing is last. Please share again.
Hello?
he can, like, we are both, rest of us and Hakeem are in sync. I don't think there's a delay actually. Let me text him also.
Yeah, we
About now?
can
You
see
guys
your
the
screen. Yeah. Yes, we can see. Go ahead.
Vijay, can you hear me in real time?
Here
Yes,
we
Karthik, I can hear you.
No, I'm saying him and we are in delay. Hakeem, can you respond?
Yes, I can hear you real time. You just asked
Okay.
me, can you hear us? Can you? We were talking about COVID, blah 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 blah, right?
Right. This
Yeah.
was March last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where is that March? March.
Yeah, right there.
From 28 or March, that down.
June. Here is the March, right? This is March, right? This candle is March 23rd. You guys see this candle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody was freaking out and selling the market, right? Because of COVID, because of economy, blah, blah, blah. But what were big boys doing here? Big boys were buying here, right? Now, I think it was another time frame. I have this thing, magnet on, and this magnet on is killing me. I want to see if I can catch this move. I think, yep, here is the move, guys. This is the move I was talking about. Check this out. Let's draw this candle, red candle, right?
Right.
You see this red candle here?
Hmm.
What had happened? Here we were, and COVID news came out, right? Let's just assume we are trading at whatever this number is, okay? And we have this demand candle here, big move to the upside. COVID news comes in, it hits our level, boom,
Bounces back.
keeps going up.
Hmm.
Okay, good point,
You can see
Hakim.
that?
Right.
Yeah. I have a question, Hakim. We choose this small red doji candle. Why don't we choose? What if we choose? Hi, hi. One question, Hakim. We choose this red candle, right? What if we choose the previous red candle or
We are
the
looking.
last but one
We,
red candle?
okay, I will try to figure out which candle you're talking about. This one?
No, no. Go back
Go
to
back
the left,
meaning
left to the left.
How about this one?
this
Yeah,
one
this or this or even the previous one.
or this.
Yes.
So remember we are here. I will try to highlight where we are. Brush, highlighter, okay. We are here. You see
Right.
this? Whatever this
Yes.
thing is. Now
Yes.
we are trying to figure out whether we want to go long apple or we want to go short apple, right? So we are
Oh.
going to start looking from the right of the chart
Mm-hmm.
towards left, and we are looking for an area from where there was a big move to the upside. So when I started looking, right here is where I found my area.
Fantastic. Yes.
Yeah, there is no reason for me to keep looking because I know this is a big, huge level, right? So
Right.
I'm going to play this candle. I'm not worried about these candles, right? Now, if you notice, most of the time what happens is when the levels are correct, how the hell am I? Okay, I don't want you. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. How the hell am Holy. Trading view, I don't want highlighter. I want brush. I want this. Okay. Okay, I will draw a line here. Okay, now it's gone. So What did I say? I forgot.
Yes, when you have this, the first doji candle, why should you go further beyond that? That's a very good point.
Ex- Exactly, right? Because, like I said on the when we started talking about this thing, right? We are looking for big levels, and we're starting from right. If you start from left, right, that is where you're gonna see this candle, and you're gonna wait for this candle. That will never happen, right? Which is why we start from the right and we look for area, right? This was our area. Now, this is where we are. So don't get confused, right? This is February of 2020. If I highlight this candle at the bottom, you'll see 3 Feb 2020, right?
Yeah, yeah, we can see that.
So now I know my level is here, right? It came down, it hit my level, and it keeps going up. I don't know about you guys, but if you had played this in March of 2020, and if you had bought, let's say, Apple options, I don't know, maybe $50 out of the money, you would have made a lot of money. Uh, just to put into record.
One quick question on this. So when you now the time frame is monthly, the candles you're looking at monthly. So the option expiry that you're going to choose is like it's going to be few months away, right? Like say 2-3 months away.
Exactly.
3.
Exactly. So your good question. So your option expiry should depend on your candle. I'm just giving you guys an example that this shit works or has worked for me, right? This is just an example of why we should have bought here rather than selling here. You see my point? I'm just
Mhm.
giving an example, right? If you had found this on a daily time frame, right, your expiries would be shorter. But since this is a monthly time frame, since you are trying to play with the pandemic, right, you need to give yourself ample time. If I had seen this in March last year, I would have played leap calls on Apple, leap calls that expire like, I don't know, a year from now.
Mhm.
Because essentially, what you're trying to do here is sometimes for you to make money and to make shitload of money, you have to come out of your comfort zone. I know you guys are day traders, to the most, from what I know, right? But sometimes when you see stuff like this, wherein you have this huge opportunity to make shitload of money, at that times you have to come out of your comfort zone and go buy leap call, because leap call expires 1 year from now,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
And we are trying to make money on a daily basis, and our results are telling us like, guys, you don't know what the hell you guys are doing, but yet we want to do that, right? And when we see stuff like this, wherein like there is huge opportunity to make, I'll give you one example of Boeing. um, don't hold me to the numbers. I'm just gonna throw some numbers out. I'll try to find the tweet and share with you guys later. Boeing in 2017, Jan 2017, Boeing was trading at 160. Uh, Jan 2017. The leap call strike, I believe, was 230 or something. The leap call of Boeing that expires Jan 2018 for a strike of 230 was trading at 60 cents. Okay. So if you had put in $10,000 in Boeing, I'm just throwing out a number. Okay. And you bought leap calls for Boeing that expires Jan 2018. Fast forward Jan 2018, Boeing was trading at 300 or something. Okay. That leap call, which you bought for 60 cents, was trading at $100. So your $10,000 would have been $3.8 million. I mean, and just say, let's say you're not gonna put in $10,000 on Boeing because you don't know what Boeing is doing. Oh, $1,000, right? $1,000 would have given you $380,000. You guys could simply go and buy a house, dude. Wherever you are, Virginia, East Coast, right, New Jersey. I mean, you could literally go buy a land in Tamil Nadu or Kerala, Pondicherry. I don't care. That is your equity, right? So there is money to be made. Definitely there is money to be made in stock market. It's just that we are playing this game just like everybody else, right? We are Muslims or we are Hindus because our parents are Muslims and Hindus. We go to masjid, we go to mosque, we go to churches, we go to temples because
They took them.
everybody is going, right?
Right.
Yet we don't want to think about it. I'm not saying stop going to temples and mosque and whatnot. All I'm saying is uh, uh, there is money to be made here. It's just that we are not going to make money if we simply do what everybody else is doing.
Hmm.
You can still be successful by doing that, but then you need to have a very strong money management side of the things. Stock market was never made for us to make money. It was made to take our money from us.
Right.
The greed factor, the psychology factor, the execution side, the FOMO, the belief that we can make real quick money and become millionaires, right? Through stock market. All of this was created by Wall Street because they understand the human psychology of the things, right? We sell green, right? We hold red, right? We have to train our mind in such a way that we totally do this the opposite of what everybody else is doing. Now nobody, I would think, would have bought Apple here. Nobody.
Right. Even if we have cash.
Even if you have cash, the fear factor is there. But again, like I said, there are some times wherein you have to make some uncomfortable decisions,
Right.
decisions that will give you sleepless nights. But
Hmm.
for us, even for me at this point of time when I don't have a job, I can simply put in 1,000, $2,000 in one of those stocks, right? If I get a chance, right? And for you guys, I don't think that should be a problem, right? I mean, you guys have a working job. You guys are, uh, Alhamdulillah is like, uh, in our language, it means like uh, God is with you guys, in other words, right? And He's helping you make money, right? So for you guys with a full-time job, $2,000 is no big deal. Even if you end up losing the $2,000, it's not gonna dent your pocket, right? So when you get chances like this, right? Um, it is essential that you take those chances, right? And those chances will not come very frequently. But if you are a day traders, right, think about, should I be a swing trader along with being a day trader? Should I go and buy leap calls on some companies? I'll give you one more example. Now, I'm not bragging about this, but when I missed this Apple call, I was part of one group on WhatsApp. 255 people, all everybody is like, there is no place for any new guy to join the group. I went and I asked them one question. In United States of America, after your kids, what is the next thing that you would take care of, or what a US citizen or a Gora would die for? Everybody gave me like all the stupid answers like smokes, alcohol, blah 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 blah. I said, guys, you're forgetting one thing: dog, which is essentially their kid, right? So I said, go and find stocks that sell dog food. One of the names was Chevy, CHWY. If I go and check Chevy chart, I believe it was somewhere around 22, if I'm not wrong. March, where was March? Feb, March. Yep, here you go, low of 20. I said, guys, go buy Chevy because they will not let their dogs die. Simply had to go and buy leap calls of Chevy. It went all the way to 120. There was another name I gave them, Trip Advisor. I said, there is no way in the hell you're going to see the stock not go up when the airline industry is going to be back, right? It was again trading somewhere around, I don't even know, uh, very, very, very low valuation. I don't know what that number was, but I told those guys. So sometimes what happens is like you just have to be like thinking about it, right? March, it was trading at 17. Right now it's trading it went all the way to 64. Okay. So stuff like this might never happen again. All right, this pandemic blow up that happened might not happen again. But this market will definitely pull back. This market will definitely pull back, and when it does pull back, you simply have to be ready with your levels because that is where the money is. Vijay, your camera is open. Just FYI.
Oh yeah, even my wife is listening. Yeah, she's my wife. She's also listening.
Oh, I just came
Hi.
in here. Hi.
Hi. And I'll tell you one thing.
Uh-huh.
I have known a lot of people who have actually shared this info with their wives, and this might not make you feel good, Vijay sir.
Okay.
But what what ended up happening is wives started making way more money than their husbands
I
in
know.
stock market.
I know that.
And I and I'll give you a simple reason why. Because what they do is they don't have greed, right?
Right.
Our We have greed. A man has more greed than a woman. If a woman ends up making $200, they will run around their house claiming that they want $200. What we do is, hey, $200, hey, this is nothing. I'm gonna stay in the trade, and you will end up losing your money.
Right. You're right.
So, yeah, I have a couple of other friends.
Mhm.
Their wives are also into stock market, and they're doing relatively very well compared to my friends. So every time I meet those guys, I hear good mouthful from them, saying like, "You screwed my life." I'm like, "I screwed your life for good, man, because it doesn't matter whether you are earning or your wife is earning. The money is coming to the house, right?" Anyhow,
Right.
so yeah, guys. I mean, this is essentially simple, very simple strategy that I use. This If you have any questions, I can answer those questions. If you have any charts going forward that you guys want to do, you can share those charts with me. Like for example, here is one level that I'll be watching on. Yes. Uh, where is that thing?
Which
Oh,
one are you
here.
looking for? Okay.
This level. I will definitely be playing along here. Small red candle, very small risk, big move to the upside. It's gonna come down. Whenever it's gonna come down, it's gonna get a bounce, and I'm gonna play that bounce.
So, quick question on the market overview, Hakeem. I think you kind of started, but you said you're not going to go there. So, what's your opinion towards next week or two? Like you said, people are bullish. Look like you are not. So, you're seeing something. I have a similar opinion, but I mean, in the sense, I'm currently. I feel like it's market is trying to top, but I'm not saying it topped and it's going to fall because there are buyers. I'm still seeing in SPY at least S&P 500. So I just wanted to get your opinion also.
Okay, uh, my opinion is very simple. Yes, you are going to see a pullback. Okay,
Mhm.
but if there is anybody who is telling you that they know that the market has stopped, it's going to start coming down from here, you should simply run away from that guy, including me.
Mhm.
Okay, there's no way anybody can tell you that the market has stopped, and if somebody tells you that, his chances of being right are 50%,
Right.
not more than that, right? So and does it help us make money? That is the most important question. Does it help us make money? Is market going down from here going to help us make money? For me, the answer is very clear. No, it doesn't. I don't care where the market is going. Do I really need to care about where the market is going? I have my levels to play against. If there is no level, I shut down my shop and I'm out. Right. So
Okay.
I don't know how it is going to help you. Let's say I tell you, yes, I see a pullback coming. Can I tell you when that pullback is going to come? Because these candles that you see here, this candle is telling me that selling is happening, which is why you're seeing this long wicks on the top and not at the
Upper
bottom,
wicks. Yeah, yeah.
right? Upper wicks, right? This is like technical stuff, candlesticks, right? Shape of the candles and whatnot. But I mean, it doesn't really help me make money. right? Let it do what it wants to do. I'm simply going
Yeah.
to wait and see when and why am I going to play this market. Right now I don't have an answer to your question, to be honest with you, because my experience says there's nobody who can tell you where the market is going. Now if you look at this chart is literally telling me this is a flag again, right? Here is a pole,
Right.
here is a flag, right? So I mean
Mhm.
it could continue going up. Now if I do this daily chart, right? I'll show you one thing. Again, this is my experience. Maybe you guys already know this. I have an indicator here. It says 821 EMA crossover. Okay.
Mhm.
So you see this green and red line. Green line is small EMA, which is 8 EMA. Red line is 21 EMA. So every time you see this crossover happen, every time you see the stock go above these two lines, wherein the smaller EMA is above the bigger EMA. So this is
Mhm.
8. 8 is above 21. Stock is above both the lines. The stock will continue going up,
Actually, I use
right?
this. Yeah.
And and I don't know if maybe you already know this. What happens is at some point of time when the stock appreciates way beyond these lines, it will come down to test them.
21 EMA, right? I've seen this. Yes.
Whatever EMA you pick 50, 200, 821, 2130. I don't care. But
Mhm.
the moment the price is far away from these lines, it will come down to test it.
Right.
So if you go by that theory, your 8 EMA is 4123, which is a 50-point drop, and your a 21 EMA is at 4000. The market is going to be bullish even if it comes to 400. The market trend is still going to be bullish, right? The
Yeah.
trend
Long.
is, yeah, it is still going to be long. In other words, you're still going to start. You should still look uh, for demands, right? You should still have your execution at a top-notch level, because when the shit hits the fan, when they pull the rug, it is going to be a nasty rug. Okay, so I mean, there are multiple strategies that I know people use. This 8 EMA crossover, right? And here
Quick.
is, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. Two more questions. So is there a reason? Probably not. Is there a reason you're using 8/9? Because I use 9 and 21. That seems to work for me as well. I know the answer could be like whatever, it's comfortable for that particular stock, to you.
Okay.
Is there a reason do you have particular? I just want to understand because I see some people use 8.
I just changed it to 9.
8 and 21 are Fibonacci numbers. 8 plus 13 is
Exactly.
21.
Exactly. Those are fib numbers, and I use fib numbers because Fibonacci is so. Question to you guys: why does technical analysis work? The first question is the technical analysis something that you guys believe works? If yes, why do you think it works?
Because I believe price action and volume are the key. I rest is like noise only is what I believe. Because it's a psychology, right? It's people believe it's going to work. Like people believe support is going to hold, resistance is going to go hold, and then they react to it. People believe there's going to be buyers here, and they start buying. That kind of creates a what to say. It's like an avalanche effect. So it makes everyone else buy it, whoever knows and applying that. So I feel like it's a mix of psychology and
And
yeah.
everyone
My
is
answer is
using
simple.
the.
So,
Yeah,
so my
go.
point is, if nobody knows about support and resistance, this is never going to work. I can bet and say it's just the psychology and belief, from my
Yeah,
understanding.
yeah, my answer is very simple. When I started asking this question to myself, my answer is simple. Everybody is looking at the same thing, and everybody is reacting to the same candle,
Yeah,
right?
that's
The
right.
data is the data is all here, right? You gotta pick a side, right? And all the technical analysis have these candles in front of them, right? And everybody is thinking the same thing because the internet has told us. The technical analysis guys have told us that here is your resistance, here is your support. So
Exactly. That was my.
question to you guys, right? Uh, you know support and resistance. So I have a ball in my hand. I play cricket. Okay. I still play cricket even though I am not that good at it. But I used to play with some folks who are playing in IPL. Mohammad Siraj, Ambati Rayudu, Pragyan Ojha. I have played cricket with these guys. Okay. So I'll give you a cricket example. I have a season ball, I have a tennis ball in my hand. I throw the ball on the floor. It's gonna bounce. That is your support. Okay. Now I throw the ball. What do you call this thing? Ceiling, right? I throw the ball at the ceiling. It's gonna come down. That is your resistance. Now, the technical analysis, when a newbie comes to the market, he opens YouTube and says, oh shit, technical analysis, I'm going to learn support and resistance. He will be told, you know what, dude, you cannot play this market or this stock unless the ball breaks the ceiling, which is your resistance. Okay. My question to you is, if that resistance is at $100, you are waiting for the $100 to break, and $100 breaks, it goes to 101. I, as a newbie, will go and buy it long, right? Who is selling it to me? Who is selling it to me at 101? There is
There
a
is
there is there is a seller at 101. I am a buyer at 101. I bought because I saw my resistance break. So my question to the seller is, seller, are you stupid? If you had sold this at 101, it means you bought it, let's say at 99, let's say at 98, let's say at 97, whatever your price was. Why are you doing me a favor by selling it to me at 101 when you and me and the freaking stock market traders are seeing the same resistance level at 101? You can stay in that trade. You can make more money now that the resistance is already broken. Why are you selling it to me?
They are selling out
Right?
of fear.
Who is selling out of fear?
Yeah.
Newbies.
Some wants to take profit. Maybe they feel like this resistance is going to hit and it's going to fall down, or probably some who actually, yeah, I think that's what, either short squeeze, right? Are you trying to get around that? But
Okay.
but here I think some wanted to take profit from the table.
Okay, let me put it in a different way. I bought a stock at 95. Okay. Now you guys, I'll pick a name. Let's say Karthik. Karthik is waiting because Karthik sees a resistance at $100. So Karthik says, I will wait for $100 to break, and I will buy at 101. Okay. 101, Karthik goes and puts in an order. At 101, somebody has to sell it to Karthik. Let's assume that guy is me because I bought it at 95, right? So I sold it to Karthik from 95 to 101. I made my profit. Now Karthik is assuming it's going to keep going up, right? Because that is essentially why he bought at the break of resistance. So my question is, why is Hakeem selling to Karthik at 101 when Hakeem is also saying that the resistance has broken and it can continue going up? Why am I doing a favor by selling it to him at 101? I can stay in the trade and sell it at 105.
Are you a short time trader? Like, you just wanted to make quick bucks and get out? Is that answer? I don't know if I answered your question, but
It's something that you guys should think about, right? Uh, or else it could be that the whole philosophy about this supply, this resistance, and this support is flawed. We have been taught this the wrong way, wherein you go and buy the break of resistance and you sell, I don't know, you sell something, right? You buy at the support, you sell at the resistance, right? Or else is it like you buy the break of resistance? I don't know what it is. Because if I am selling it to Karthik at 101, right, then that's a very bad execution on my part because I am seeing the same resistance that everybody else is seeing. I can sell it at 105. Why am I doing them a favor by selling it at 101? One answer could be that's a fake out. That is where the big boys are selling, right? It's going to go break 101, 102, 103, and boom, it's going to come down, right? The second could be that this whole philosophy is absolutely flawed, right? Whatever the answer is, it all comes down to your execution. And for me, this supply and demand helps because the reason it helps is I am actually buying at a demand, right? There is no resistance line over there, right? There are no 3, 4, 5 touches at a specific level that I'm waiting and watching. I am buying when everybody is selling. So essentially, if you spend some time on supply and demand, you'll come across areas wherein you are actually buying when nobody else is buying. You're doing that because that is where big boys are buying. Big boys don't buy at high and sell at low. They buy at low and sell at high. So essentially, what we are trying to do by supply and demand is we are trying to be with the big boys. They are fearless. They run this market. They know how to run this market, right? They have the money uh, behind all the moves that they're making. So I have learned one thing, that I don't believe in this support and resistance stuff. Even if this is correct, I am not having any edge whatsoever because everybody else is seeing the same exact thing. And everybody else should make money or everybody else should lose money. And the statistics says 90% of people actually lose money in stock market. So how can you be part of the 10% is the question I was trying to figure out when I came across this supply and demand thing.
Mhm.
You use it to time your entry. The smaller the candle, the better it is. The dojis, the long leg dojis, whatever different types of gravestone dojis you have, the smaller the candle, the better it is because your risk is very small. You are not going to find this on a daily basis. Um, and you should not find this on a daily basis because uh, if you find this on a daily basis, it is not going to be on a specific stock, right? You will go across the whole of 3,600 stocks trying to find these levels, all right, on some names that you have never heard of, right? UPST. Somebody asked me about UPST, right? And I'm like, I don't even know what this company does, and I don't even have to know. Here is your level, and I gave him a level. I am sure maybe I have that level here. Somebody asked me about UPST, and he did not believe what I told him. Yeah, yeah, I remember. I gave him this level. I said, play this level. Boom, 40 to 160.
Mhm.
So you are not going to be in the trade from 40 to 160. Absolutely not. No matter how good of a trader you are, you're not going to be in this trade. What you can do is you can simply use this small candle that you have here, which is 44 to 36, still an $8 move or range, but then freaking thing like shot up. I think they had some kind of earnings or something, shot up. Even if you catch some of these moves, oh, you're gonna end up making a lot of money. So, but you guys have to draw this. Now, I will ask one question that will tell me whether whatever I have said here, right, is something that you guys got or not. Tell me, when would you play this? Here is your chart, right? Here is your current chart. Let's take these lines out. When are you going to play this?
When are we going to enter?
Yeah. Or in other words, where is demand or supply that you guys see on this chart?
Okay. Can you define the demand and supply once?
Demand is an area from where there was a big move to the upside. Supply
Upside.
is
Okay.
an you simply think of demand as your onions in India, right? If
Right.
there is huge demand for onions, but onions are not present, the price is gonna shoot up,
Right.
right? And
Right.
if there is huge supply, onions are sitting in go downs and whatnot, the price will go
Okay.
down. So same
Right.
same economics 101, right? When there is huge demand, the stock will go up. When there is
Okay.
huge supply, the stock will go down. So if you have this chart in front of you,
Mhm.
right? And if I ask you, tell me where the demand or supply is, can you tell me where it is?
So demand is like support, right? That's where the price will bounce back.
Yeah, I
And
think supply here is 104.65 and demand is the red line that you drew somewhere close to 39.40. Because
okay,
that's where,
I'm gonna take this out because what happened is it came down, it hit my level, and it bounced. So this demand is already used, right?
yes,
I'm gonna take
yes.
this out, and I'm gonna try and do this one more time. Okay, here we are.
Should we
I
go
started
to daily chart to find the doji?
forget about daily chart, forget about dojis,
Okay,
right?
from here itself.
Let's
Okay.
let's start from here, and I start looking down to the left, to the left, to the left, and I stop here. Oh, big move to the upside,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
It's halfway through the upside. It retraced to the
So what I'm
upside.
gonna do is this candle
Mm-hmm.
would be my demand, right?
Okay.
No, because from here, this big move to the upside happened.
Right. So that's
When
the
it,
demand.
yeah, when it comes down, it's gonna bounce. Now, if you want to break it down into like smaller time frames, right? Here is a big, huge gap up that happened on the earnings, right? Here is a red candle, and here is a big move to the upside, right? So when it comes down to this level, it is going to bounce.
Right.
So look up a chart, start from right,
Mhm.
right, and find areas from where there was a big move either to the upside or big move to the downside. That's all you have to do.
That's all we have to do. Okay.
Now here, bank nifty. I shared this yesterday with Karthik. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See what happened. What was this?
The small red doji.
Here I am, right, at 32,678, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, fine. Where are you gonna bounce, dude? And I start looking. I'm here, like, oh, there is this small red candle, and then there's this huge move to the upside. Now watch what happens here. It comes down, hits this level, bounces back up,
Right. Okay.
right? There is no resistance line here or no support line here
Right.
because these candles were never created, right? These candles were not created. By the way, I'm done with this Twitter shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can find this. I want to show you guys something about support and resistance. This thing is getting way too hot. This MacBook. So how do I get rid of this? You guys still with me?
Yes, we are. You're looking for
I
something?
have this another account here on Twitter that I want to sell it.
Press the three dots. You can switch. Yeah.
Yeah, I was able to click those dots. So here, what I wanted to show you guys is I was not looking for a support or resistance line there, right? I'll show you what I mean by that. I had no lines drawn or nothing. So if you guys see, this is me. I don't know if you guys see that, that's small. Oh, come on, Twitter.
We can only see your Twitter screen.
You can see my Twitter screen, right?
Right, yeah.
So I want to check this profile, right? Profile. Okay, media.
This is your Twitter?
This is my kind of Indian Twitter wherein I was posting this stuff, but then I have decided not to do anything because there is no Nobody comes and says nothing, man. And I don't want to do this because I already know what this is all about.
Right.
So if you notice this, I said April 12th, Bank Nifty play the box. This is how it looked on April 12th. You see, there is no resistance or support here that I can draw, right?
Right. Right.
This box here. That's it,
Mhm.
right? So I'm not playing this support and resistance game. And then exactly from there, here was the first bounce, right?
Okay.
And then if you see here, it hit the gap. Now,
Mm.
if you notice, this is a big move. The low was 30,520. The high was 32,325. That's a 2,000 or close to 2,000 points move on Bank Nifty in 2 days. But if you did not know about this demand thing, you would have not played this. Instead, you would have shorted this thing,
Mm.
right? So all you have to do is find these levels. When you do find these levels, that is where the money is.
Hakim, sorry to interrupt. Um, I got an appointment at 5:30 and have to leave.
Yeah. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Sure. I'll definitely watch the recording session. Vijay, you can continue, but I mean, to say this was really awesome. We kind of came to know, at least I can definitely use this in my trading, and definitely I'll thank you and I'll stay in touch with you as well. Okay.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Thank you so much, man. And happy Ramzan to you.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate it.
See you
Thank you,
guys. Yeah.
Karthik.
Bye bye.
Okay.
Okay.
You're simply looking for an area, right, that will help you time your entry.
Okay.
What I mean by that is you are looking for big moves either to the upside or to the downside.
Mhm.
Nothing more, nothing less,
Right.
right?
Either
So
upside or downside.
either upside or downside. Let's assume you are here on HDFC Bank, not
Mhm.
HDFC. What is the Home Depot?
Home Depot.
258, right?
Mhm. It
Here,
dropped.
if you notice, if you start looking from the right all the way to the left, right? So
Mhm.
your stock is trading at 258. There's no point for you to look at this above area because it's trading at 258. So
Mhm.
around this 258 level, right? See if you see can find any demand. Oh, here is my demand, right? Why is this my demand? Because here is this small candle, right?
Oh.
Then this big move to the
Oh,
upside.
big move.
Okay.
Okay.
So what I do is I simply go here and I draw a box in this candle, small candle, right?
Small. Oh, okay.
Right? And then I wait to see what happens when the stock comes down. Here, the
Mm.
stock came down, right? The stock came
Right.
down, it hit this level and it went from 200 and whatever this number is, 246 to
Okay.
328,
Got it.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I tell you on whatever this day is, right, on when it closed at 258, hey, Vivian, I want to play HD, right?
Mhm.
I don't know when I should enter.
Mhm.
It's all about entry, right? In
Mhm.
options, right? If you're specifically if you're playing short dated options or expiries,
Mhm.
then I don't know when to enter. If I don't know when to enter, I am simply gambling.
Right.
I am
Okay.
rather I'm rather better off going to casino and putting my money on blackjack
Right.
or Russian roulette, right?
Right. Right.
Right here, I am trying to make money by knowing what the hell I'm doing.
Right.
This is telling me exactly what may happen, right? The probability. Again, it's a probability game,
Probability game. Right.
right? If it gets below this candle, you're done, right? You take your loss and you get out. But the level, the risk is so small and the
Wow.
reward is big. The risk is 250 to 246, which is only $4, right? On a stock that is trading 250,
Mhm.
$4 is I don't know. It is not even 1%. It's like point. I don't know what that number is, but if you notice what happened here, I mean, it hit that level and it just simply freaking went off, right? You don't have to catch all this move. All you have to do is
Right.
I have timed my entry. Right now, if it bounces,
Mhm.
I make my money and I
Mhm.
get out.
Right. Just set a buy limit. That's it.
Exactly, right? You set up a
Yeah.
buy limit, you set up a stop loss or whatever, right?
Right.
However you play this game,
Game. Right.
mental stop loss or stop loss on your broker app, whatever it is.
Mhm.
But there was no way in the hell somebody would have played this, because nobody knows what I'm talking about. Because not a lot of people actually understand this.
Understand this, right?
Forget about following it.
Right. Yeah. Ambika has a question. Yeah.
Now, I have a question, Hakeem, right? So the candle, the box that you are drawing, it is somewhere on the July date, right? But I do see another candle in between, in between July. This is the 6th of July. I think if you go to the 12th or 13th, there is again a small red candle and a green candle, which is a little higher than the red candle. No, not 13th of July, maybe.
Okay. This is daily candle, and
Okay, no, I didn't
yeah,
see
in this daily
this one.
candle.
Yeah, so if you just move to the August side, just go a little bit. Yeah, go. Stop. No, go back. Close to point E, you see E at the bottom, right?
Earnings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Earnings.
So if you see there, do you see a small red candle and then a green one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this also gives me, I mean, is this an example for drawing a box? Suppose if I am missing the place where you have told me, can I still draw a box in that place, like where the 14th of August shows a very small a block, and then that's followed by a green one.
This box, right?
Yeah.
This candle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
you
that a
can
right
definitely.
judgment? That's what I'm like. Is that a right judgment? Like, can I think of that? What do you call this? Is a doji box something? The candle?
That
The small
candle
candle is
is
doji. Forget it. Yeah.
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 So is the red block that is present on the 14th of August, is that a doji candle?
That's actually not a doji candle, but
Okay.
you it's simply a candle. I mean, they don't
Small
call
candle.
this candle. Yeah, they
Small.
don't have a name for this candle.
Okay.
But definitely that is a demand. But if you notice what happens here,
Mhm.
why is it a demand in the first place, right? Because there was this move that happened to the upside, but then that move only happened, like there was only one green candle, and then it gave back everything, right?
Okay.
So, but instead of that, let's do this.
Okay.
Check this green candle,
And then
right?
that's a big
And then
red.
big red, and then another red, and then it went back. So now watch what happens. Again, it goes back to that level.
Okay.
Again comes down,
Okay. Okay.
right? So look for areas wherein you have big moves, right? Not just a one candle move. Because if you go with a one candle move, then you're gonna have something called whipsaw. Whipsaw meaning whipsaw is more like false breakouts or false breakdowns, right?
Okay.
I mean, you would think that this is a trade I want to take, but then you'll end up losing money simply because there was not enough to play with. Okay.
Okay.
So if you find this kind of moves, that is where the money is. And the smaller the candle, the better it is for you. Like for example, here is a very good example, right? Here was a green candle, right? And this was a big move to the downside. Now
Okay.
it went back up here, right? Now if I had shorted this, because
Okay.
I know there is a supply here, right? It
Yeah.
gave me that move to the downside, right? And then the next day it broke that level. So in that case, I simply have to take my loss because that supply is gone, right?
Okay. Demand supply is
It
gone
broke
means
at
it broke and it
went up.
it
Yeah.
went up.
We expected it to
yep,
go down.
yep, yep. And now comes your experience into play. right?
Mhm.
Now, the way you can play this is you can keep that short, right? You can keep your puts, right? Because you're still not sure, right? There was this
Yeah.
candle that said that supply is going to work, and then you have this candle that said, oh, you know what? I don't think there's a lot of sell orders here, right?
Okay.
But
Mhm.
I am not sure about it. So what you can do is, in that case, you can go and buy some calls.
Mm.
Okay.
You can still keep your puts, right? You can still keep your puts for a day or so. You can go buy calls here, right? And when this
Okay.
big move happened, right, on this candle or on this
Then
candle,
sell
you
the
can
call
take your loss on your. You can sell your puts for a loss, but
uh,
then you can make money on your
on your
calls,
calls. Okay.
right? So
Mm.
you don't have to panic. Panic is the first single most reason why people uh, 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 do not execute correctly or end up losing money, because the first thing that will come to mind the moment you see this candle is, shit, man, I see red in my account, so I'm gonna sell my puts and take a loss. But then when your thesis went against you,
Mhm.
the market is also telling you that you can go and buy calls if you think this is going to continue going up. So why not make use of that, right? We should not be stuck only to one side of a trade. We should, in other words, not be biased that I think it should go down, and if it doesn't go down, I will take my loss, but I will not play the other side,
Right.
because what do you say, that thing, my bias, I'm right, I'm always right, that
Right.
ego comes into play, right?
Right.
You just have to be flexible, right? These are levels
Mhm.
that are telling you what your risk is. If I tell you your risk is simply 280 to 284, that's a $4 risk,
Mhm.
right? You
So in this blocks that you
nobody
have
in this
drawn,
market,
in this box that you have drawn,
yeah,
so the price, the small red candle is somewhere 280, right? The one close to, yeah, this small red candle, that's 280, right? What's the price? So in case, so now it is going, it broke the it broke the red candle, and then it is going up now. So if I think of making money, if then I should be actually making a long call for the 280 price, assuming that it will definitely hit that price, correct?
the strike that you pick depends on
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
right?
So you
Okay.
can
Just
choose a
as
300 strike or 350 watt.
yeah, it
Uh,
depends on how you're playing this game. Like, for example, if you're going to swing trade, meaning if you have like 3-4 weeks on your cost, then
mm,
yeah, you can play maybe 285 call and whatnot. But then I also know people who will play 300 call that expire next week. Those people
okay.
are stupid, if you ask me, because
Right.
I mean, how can you expect a stock to continue? Because you are going to have red days, you're going to have this kind of days wherein the stock moved $1, right?
Okay.
And
Right.
then you're going to have days wherein the stock moved $6, right?
Mhm.
So you have to be prepared for this $6 move, and you will not be prepared for the $6 move if your call expires next week. But if your call expires 3 weeks from now, then you have ample time to catch this move.
Mm.
All right.
Finding these levels is very easy. You practice this, right? You find areas, you draw your boxes, very easy. The real game is when you are in a trade. That is your game, right? Because that is where we are, our philosophy or our execution of or our ideology is flawed, because the moment you see a green, right, you, let's say, go in and you buy a call, let's say 285, and this guy goes to 289 on the same day.
Mhm.
Oh, you are going to sell and you're going to take your money and you're going to run,
Mhm.
right?
Nice.
And your trade was correct. Your trade was correct. Your execution was correct, right? There was nothing wrong. You made your money, right? You went to restaurant to celebrate it. Everything is fine. But then 3 days down the line, you see, oh shit, this guy kept on going. then you
Yeah.
then you will have that FOMO feeling like, shit, man, I could have ended up making a lot of money. So there are two things to this. First of all, do not ever think that you could have in parent you could have ended up making more money, right? That is always afterthought. You make your
Yeah.
money,
Mhm.
and if you still want to stay in a trade, you can use position size.
Right.
When I say position size, basically, if let's say you have three calls, right? and you ended up spending $2,000 on 3 calls.
Mm.
And if you are seeing profits, and if you can sell 2 calls and take your money out, which is 2,000, your initial investment out,
Right.
the third call is essentially free,
Mm.
right? Even if it goes to zero, you're okay with that because you took your money out.
Mm.
Your
Got it.
$2,000 is out. So you live that call because you have time. The chart is good. The market is uptrending, right?
Right.
You can stay in that, and that call will end up making you more money,
Mm.
Okay.
right? But there are some people who don't do this. There are some people who will sell it the same day here.
Mm.
They will take their money and they'll go because they're playing with $20,000, $25,000, and if they end up making $5,000, $10,000 on the same day or the next day, they are not worried about this move. They are like, I made my money, dude. I don't care where this thing goes. I am
Mm.
not worried about this, right?
Mm.
So, so essentially, if I had played this name, let's just say I played this name, I would have entered here,
Mhm.
okay,
Mm.
and I would have exited here.
Mhm.
Khalas, I am out. I am out. I would have not played this move
Got it. Okay.
because for me this is more than enough money, right?
Mhm.
And the mistake that everybody that I see is doing in this market, be it India, be it US, wherever it is, the mistake everybody is doing is that urge to make money every day.
Right.
The
Right.
day you the day you stop doing this,
Mhm.
you will you will remember me. You will remember me because market was never designed for us to make money every day.
Every day. Right.
Never.
Right.
Okay.
You should not try to make money every day. You should simply basically wait for your day to come, and when it comes, be confident, go and play that name. I gave somebody this name, I don't even know who it was,
Mhm.
when it was trading somewhere around 107. This thing kept going on, and I missed it. I did not play this name, okay,
Mhm.
simply because it's a biotech, right? I'm not a big bio or pharma guy. um, but then I will never ever ever think about, oh shit man, I missed this place, because I have learned one thing.
Mhm.
There is no reason that this type of place will not come back again.
It
you
will come
will
back.
always you will always find place.
Find these
There will
things.
always be
Right.
money to be made. You
Right.
just gotta be at the right place at the right time.
Mhm.
You do that, and you just wait for it. It will happen. Even Baidu, I gave somebody Baidu. I don't know when and how, what made me give them Baidu, but I gave them Baidu, and it kept going. I don't remember when it was, but you are going to end up finding stocks. You are going to end up finding place. Here is his one, right?
Mhm.
This was a good play. I think this is what I gave that guy. He
Right.
said, "Give me long term Baidu." I said, "Simply play against this level, which was
Okay.
a very small level, right? 85.
Mhm.
This candle, I don't even know how much is this candle. Okay, open is 97, low is 88. I said, if you can play this candle, right, this will give you a lot of money. It went from 100 to 350
Mhm.
Mm.
in one year, right? So this kind of place will come up. This kind of place will definitely come up, and you will end up seeing them if you keep
Mhm.
practicing this stuff.
Mhm.
And when it comes, you go in, you play, you have a risk defined against it.
Okay.
You're good to go, man. You're good
Mm.
to go. Here,
Mm. Yeah. So that's what I was also saying. Near July, right?
see this, guys, see this. This is like, I don't know what I should tell you. Let's say here, let's say we are here. Costco is coming down 331, and I start looking from right. I go left, and I see this candle, red candle, after which there was a big move to the upside. All I
Okay.
have to do is sit here,
Draw a box.
draw this box, right, and do nothing, right? Let it do what it wants to do, right? I draw this box. Let's check what happens. It comes, it hits that box.
Oh.
305 goes to 370, guys.
Right. We can even put a buy limit at below 320, somewhere
Yeah,
between
I mean you have
310. Yeah.
the open. Yeah, the open was 307.90. The
Mhm.
low is 293. So you're
Mhm.
talking about $13. Don't put in all your money at once, right?
Right.
Break it down into chunks. And when the move happens, for a $13 risk, it went from 306 to 370, which is 66. 13, 66. That's 1 is to 6 risk to reward ratio. And when it comes to option, if you have a 1 is to 6 reward ratio in an option play, you are talking about at least the
Mm.
$500, 500% profit.
Right.
But if I had told you without showing you this that there was a play at Costco at 308, right? There is no way you would have figured it out. Why is this guy calling out 308? But this is showing you what how I play this game,
Okay.
right? You have to pick some stocks that you know the what do you say, the physics and chemistry, right? Don't play like all this penny stocks, right? This $2 $3 stock, the reason they are penny stocks is because Wall Street thinks
Mhm.
that they are penny stocks. You and me don't decide about where a stock should be trading. It is Wall Street who decides that, not the Main Street. We are Main Street guys. We are called Main Street guys.
Right.
Main Street guys do nothing. It is Wall Street. They, according to them, the current valuation of that specific stock is that specific price, which is why it is trading there. I keep hearing people come back and tell me this stock used to trade at $100. It is now right now trading at $3. So it will go back to $100. Dude, first of all, if it was trading at $100, why is it trading at $3? Oh, because this happened. Oh, because that happened. I'm like, I don't care. You tell me how am I going to make money on this name? That is all that matters to me. Current valuation, if you take valuation into consideration, Tesla should not be trading at $650.
Mhm.
I don't care what Tesla is doing. I don't care SpaceX. I don't care battery. I don't care about the car, right? Tell me, how can I make money on Tesla? If Tesla tells me that there is a level, I don't care about Tesla. What do you say? Here, Tesla is a very good example, guys. Very, very good example. Check this out. Everybody was going after Tesla long, 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 right? Here is a green candle,
Yeah.
and then here is your move to the downside.
Okay.
Tesla almost hit that level and started coming down.
Okay.
Now, if you were a Tesla guy, I'll take all of this out. We don't need this. If you were a Tesla guy, I already have a box here. Why do I have a box here? Because small candle, small risk,
Okay.
big move to the upside.
Okay.
So if Tesla comes down to this box, I know it's going to react to this box and it's gonna bounce, and I will play that bounce. Will I play
So
Tesla?
yeah, so how do we determine like the time for the price to come down? Like we know that the price is going to be around 675, but is there a rough timing that we can calculate for the 670 for the price to be back to 675 again?
Very good question. Not a whole lot of people ask me this question.
Huh?
The answer is
This is
no.
basic. How do I actually make a trade if I don't know the time? Okay.
Yes. So the answer is no. You cannot figure out when it is going to happen. So what you can do is you can go to your trading platform, whatever the trading platform is that you use.
Okay.
I use TradingView. Uh, I actually stopped the trading US market when I was in UAE, but I still paid these guys yearly subscription.
Oh, okay.
Yearly. Why? Because if somebody comes asking me like, hey, can you check this chart for me? Hey, can you tell me about this? I want a platform wherein I can go check the chart. And this trading view gives me that platform.
Okay.
So what I can do on this is I can go here, right click, and I can say add alert.
Okay.
And, and here I can say
Oh,
Tesla crossing or less than
sounds
value 6 blah blah blah, right?
okay.
Notify on the app, show me pop up,
Mm-hmm.
open-ended. Open-ended meaning, right? The alert will never die, right? Or else I
Yeah.
can go and select I don't know. So I do
Oh,
this and
oh,
I sit and I wait.
okay.
Again,
Okay.
I don't know you I don't think you were listening, but I told these guys with supply and demand, your biggest issue will be patience. Your biggest issue is going to be patience because now you have to wait for this to happen, right?
Mm.
Right.
And you have to be ready when this happens.
Mm.
Yeah.
But if you set alerts on your trading brokers or whatever you guys use, then it becomes very easy. You think I watch this on a daily basis? No, I
No.
don't. I have some specific stocks that I play. Like I also told these guys, like find 30, 40 stocks, a list of stocks that you guys understand the physics and chemistry about. Don't play
Okay.
penny stocks.
Mm.
Don't play stocks like CLOW or all those SPAC SPAC names, right? Don't do
Right.
that, right? Just go after the known companies,
No.
right? That
Right.
actually make money, right?
Right. Right.
That actually do something, right, for the
Mhm.
Mm.
shareholders, right? The big boys are definitely going to come after those stocks. They will not come after this penny stocks. Penny stocks is pretty much pump and dump, right?
Mm.
I mean, you're gonna see that bounce. If you're good enough, if you were in front of your computer, you'll catch that bounce. If not, boom, you will lose money.
Mm.
Definitely lose money. So
Okay.
find stocks that you understand, like Costco, like Walmart, like Apples and whatnot, and
Mm.
you draw your levels and you sit back.
Okay.
When those level hits, then you decide whether you want to take the trade or not. You have a very solid risk defined. If the trade works, you'll make a lot of money. If the trade doesn't work, you would know when to get out. The biggest problem with stock market is we don't know when to get out.
Mm.
We simply sit there in hopes that we will make money. I
Okay.
have a guy that went into Amazon,
Mhm.
$12,000,
Mhm.
and he waited until they went to zero.
Right. Until zero.
And I told him, take the loss. Yeah, yeah, it expired worthless. I told him, take the loss,
Oh
dude.
yeah,
Take
the
the loss, dude.
options
Take the loss, dude.
expired worthless. Right. Correct. That's right.
Yeah. I said,
Right.
take the loss, dude.
Take the
Take
last.
the loss. You'll at least have 5,000 to play with.
Play with.
I
Right.
don't know why he never did that. He ended up losing all $12,000
Okay.
because that is the basic issue with Indians,
Right.
right? We Indians like to sell the green
Right.
and hold to the red.
Right.
We have to train our mind to do the other thing.
Right.
Hold green, sell red. It is very difficult, trust me. But when you do that, when you
Uh-huh.
train your mind to think the opposite way,
Mhm.
this game becomes very easy.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point, Hakeem. Yeah, I'll follow that.
Because don't try to make money
Right.
because money will come. You try to first understand how this
How it
game is
works.
supposed to be played. How
Mm.
can you, yeah, how can you be different than others? How can you have an edge,
Mm.
right? And your edge is your supply and demand. You
Mm.
go and buy against a level that nobody is watching, right? You go and buy against a level which is very solid risk reward ratio,
Mm.
right? You start doing that, you start executing well, you start having patience
Right.
to wait for your levels. Then you will tell me like, dude, this game is way easier than I thought, right? And you, the other thing is, once you retire or once you're done with your job in US, if you decide to stay with a green card and bring your kids uh, uh, up in USA and whatnot, right? As long as you're alive, you can do stock market. Nobody is going to stop you from doing this. It is like, even after you're retired, right, you can still do this. You can share this with others, right?
Right.
And I mean there's no, so don't be in a hurry that I need to make that money today or on Monday.
Right.
It
Correct.
is very easy. I tell this to every freaking guy and I tell this to myself. multiple times. Like, dude, you don't have to make money today. Maybe tomorrow, maybe day after. It doesn't matter, right?
Right.
But we have that thing of like, I need to make money today. I don't care about tomorrow, right? You change that, because I'll give you one example.
Mhm.
You are working, right? What do you
Yes.
do?
Yeah, software, working in software.